Hey everyone, this is the Sunbro, and while the picture may look the same as the last patch video, this one is actually about the nerfs and buffs, but mainly nerfs, that are going to be occurring with the 1.04 patch. I can't get my screen capture stuff working for my computer at the moment, so that's why the picture is the same. But I'm going to be reading off to you the general stuff that is going to be changing. Um, and it is mainly magic and pyromancy stuff, so be aware of that, people who use sorcery and pyromancy. But for starters, I'm just reading off a list, and it is a translated from the Japanese website, so some of the stuff is going to sound a little weird. And thank you to Macro Hazard for sending me the link to this. First off, it's going to change the throwing animation for the item Bottle of Strong Acid, and that's the translated thing. Durability increase for weapon category double-edged swords. Going to fix so you cannot enchant the large sword of moonlight weapon, and it's going to slow down its attack speed. Going to adjust the weight, defense, and durability upwards of the large helm of Guruma Warrior. I think that's the Giram, but just the helmet for that. It's going to reduce the damage of the Ring of Thorns, reduce the damage of Ring of Old Sun. It is going to reduce the damage of Soul Spear and Crystal Soul Spear. It is going to adjust the damage timing of Soul Greatsword, and what that means is I haven't used it much, but I'm guessing that they are having issues where the damage is occurring before the actual move is hitting, and that's obviously a big issue for PvP for dodge timing, so they must be adjusting that. The bullet speed for Soul Mass and Homing Soul Mass is going to be increased, and it is going to lower the stamina it takes to cast Darkness Synergy. I don't know what that would translate to. I'm sorry. um, it's going to reduce the damage of Soul Geyser, which sucks for you sorcery users because that is the best spell for you guys. It's going to slow the casting time for recovery spells, so healing, stuff like that. Those are all going to take longer. It is going to adjust the damage for Wrath of the Gods. It does not say whether that adjust is up or down. It's going to reduce the damage for Firestorm, Chaos Firestorm, Flame Swath, and Forbidden Sun. And it's also going to make Firestorm and Chaos Firestorm take longer to cast. It's going to increase the defense of all the major NPCs. I won't bother listing all the names, but basically all the ones that are ones you can talk to, pretty much, they're going to have their defense increased. This is the part where it actually gets good. It is the reduction of HP for a lot of enemies and some damage. These are going to be the Japanese translated ones, so I don't know for sure what each of them are. Downward adjust for HP for the enemy Rupture the Dead. The downward adjust of tracking performance for the enemy spell Dead Magician. I don't know what that would be either, I'm sorry. It's going to reduce the frequency that the fire lizards do their spit fire attack. It's going to downward adjust the occurrence of the shockwave of the enemy backpack hammer. Don't know what that would be either, I'm sorry. Downward adjustment of damage for the last giant boss. Downward adjustment of HP and damage for the Lost Sinner boss. The downward adjustment of damage for Royal Rat Authority. Downward adjustment of damage for only the breath attack from Duke's Dear Fezra, so that laser beam that it fires is going to deal less damage. I don't know how to put them, like those abomination-looking enemies that are in the water. At Sinner's Rise, they are going to have lower HP. And that is it, pretty much. The other stuff is just stuff I literally cannot understand because the translator didn't do it correctly. But yeah, so the main thing to take away from that is a lot of the bosses are getting nerfed because I guess people thought they were too strong. I don't know. I thought it was pretty well balanced for the bosses. But the rest of it is pretty much just PvP stuff, especially the Ring of Thorns and the Ring of Old Sun, because I know that a lot of people were using both of those at the same time, so they would be taking damage and dealing it without actually hitting the enemy. And then once they would take a certain amount of damage, the Ring of Old Sun would just explode, and it deals quite a bit of damage. So I can definitely understand nerfing those, and nerfing the sorceries for the Soul Spears and Soul Geyser, because those can pretty much be one-shot kills, so I understand that, as well as the Pyromancy, because Pyromancy is pretty darn strong, and you don't have to put a single level into anything to be able to use it, so I can understand that as well. I know that most people won't be happy with this. I mean, I guess I speak a little bit on the objective sense towards all these because I use faith pretty much, so only thing that's affecting me is the healing spells, and I never use those in combat anyway. So if you're using faith, then offensive faiths, then miracles, I mean, then you are pretty much fine. But as far as sorcery and pyromancy users, make sure to test your damage before you go out so you can see if you need to set up your character differently. So, I hope all this helped. I will leave a link to the page that I am currently looking at, not the one on your screen, the one that I was reading off of, in the description if you want to look at it yourself and be able to sort out a little more of it than I could. And yeah, that is everything. So look forward to this patch coming out April 29th, which will be tomorrow, because this video is on the 28th. And I hope it doesn't screw up your character too much. Thank God for soul vessels. You can respec your guy without creating a new file. Alright, well that's it for this one. Remember to praise the sun, and I will see you all next time.